Welcome to DulceBella Designs. Today we are going to learn how to crochet the woven stitch. The woven stitch is a very dense fabric. It is like a cluster stitch because you're working two stitches into one stitch. Again, very dense fabric. It is great for scarves, wash rags, dish towels, scrubbies, because it is so thick and dense. Okay. If you're ready to learn this new and interesting stitch, which is the same on front and the back, let's grab some yarn and our hook and let's get started. Okay, for the woven stitch, we are going to need a chain that is a multiple of 2 or an even number. So I'm going to do 16. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So there you have it. You have your chain of even numbers. I chose 16. And in the second chain from the hook, not counting the one on your hook, 1, 2, we are going to begin with a single crochet. With the woven stitch, each row begins with a single crochet and ends with a single crochet. In the next stitch, we are going to make our first woven stitch. This is a cluster stitch, so it's got 2 parts to it. So the first part, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to take that first loop on our hook, and we are going to draw it through just the middle loop, leaving us 2 loops on our hook. We are then going to pull up another loop and draw through both of those loops. We have just finished the first leg of this cluster stitch. We're going to work back into that same stitch or that same chain. We're going to yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop. We again have 3 loops on our hook, but this time we are going to take that first loop and we're going to draw it through both of the other 2 loops on our hook. That is the end of our first woven stitch. Again, there were 2 parts that went into that one chain space. We're going to skip the next chain. We're going to work into the next chain. We're going to repeat what we just did. We're going to yarn over, insert into that chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on our hook. We're going to take the first loop and we're going to draw it through just the middle loop, which leaves us 2 loops on our hook. We're going to take and yarn over and draw through both of those loops. We are finished with the first leg of our woven stitch. We are now going to yarn over and insert into the same stitch we just worked in. We're going to yarn over, draw up a loop. We have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to take the first loop and we're going to draw it through the next 2 loops. And we've completed our next woven stitch. We're going to skip 1 chain and into the next chain. We're going to do it all over again. We're going to yarn over, insert into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to take the first loop and we're going to draw it through just the middle loop, so just 1 loop, leaving us 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, and draw through both of those loops. The first leg of our woven stitch has been completed. Yarn over and insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook. This time we're going to take the first loop, and we're going to draw it through the other 2 loops. And we've completed our next woven stitch. Skip a chain, yarn over, insert into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, take that first loop, draw it through the middle loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. First leg complete. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. This time we're going to take loop 1 and we're going to draw it through the next 2 loops. and we have completed our next woven stitch. We're going to repeat that across the row. Skip, then you're woven until you get to the last 3 chains on your hook of your row. Okay, I'm at my last 3 chains of my foundation chain. I'm going to skip 1 chain. I'm going to work my woven in the next chain. Yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, take the first loop and draw it through the middle loop, yarn over and draw through 2. That's the first leg. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop. You're going to take the first loop and you're going to draw it through both of the other 2 loops. That is our last woven stitch. We have 1 chain left. We are going to simply do a single crochet in that chain. Right, now to start row 2, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. In that very first stitch, that very first single crochet, we are going to do another single crochet. Then we are going to skip this stitch right here, and in this wide space right here, we are going to work our woven stitch. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, draw that loop through the middle loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. First leg complete. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You're going to take loop 1 and you're going to draw it through the next 2 loops. Then we're going to skip a stitch, and into the next space we're going to do our woven stitch again. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, draw that loop through the middle loop, then yarn over and draw through 2. Working in that same stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, then you're going to draw the first loop through the last 2 loops on your hook, and you've completed your woven stitch. One more time, we're going to skip the next stitch, and in this we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, draw the loop through the middle loop only, yarn over, draw through 2. First leg complete. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop. This time we're going to draw that loop through the next 2, and we've completed our woven stitch. I will meet you at the end of the row. Okay, I am at the end of my row. Here I'm going to skip a stitch, and in this space I'm going to make another woven stitch. And then in our turning chain, I am going to make a single crochet. And we are ready to begin the row 3. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work. This is now our repeat row. We are going to repeat row 2 by doing a single crochet in the first stitch, skipping a stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to make our woven stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull that loop through just the middle loop, then yarn over and pull through 2. That's the first leg. Second leg, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, and then we're going to draw that loop through the 2 other loops on your hook. Skip a stitch, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, draw the first loop through the middle loop, then yarn over, draw through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, draw that loop through both of the other loops on your hook. Skip a stitch and repeat. I will see you at the end of the row. I am at the end of my row. Here's my last woven. I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, draw the first loop through just the middle loop, yarn over and pull through 2. First leg has been completed. Yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to take the first loop and I'm going to draw it through both the last 2 loops, and I am finished with the second leg of the woven stitch. 1 single crochet left, and I'm going to single crochet in that stitch. and I am ready to chain 1, turn my work, and repeat again. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have the woven stitch. It's a great stitch. It works up into a very nicely dense fabric. Thank you for stopping by here at DulceBella Designs. I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, happy crocheting.